Hey lovelies, welcome to session 4 of our yoga sessions. As you can see today, I'm sitting on a chair and you might like to do the same, or perhaps try sitting on your bed or maybe the sofa. You can also do this sitting or kneeling, and we will then be moving into the practice where we will be laying on the floor at some points and standing up. So find a space that works for you. We're going to be doing some alternative nostril breathing, which is where we'll close one nostril and be breathing in and out through the other nostril. And if that doesn't feel right for you today, you can do similar breathing with the mouth and follow the timing instead. So you may even like to have a quick blow of the nose before you begin. So you might want to pause the video and then join me back once you're comfortable and settled. So to begin today, let's take a couple of deep breaths in and out to clear the mind, clear the body, letting go of anything maybe that was on our minds before the session, or perhaps something coming up after the session, and really dedicating this time for us today. So let's take 3 deep breaths in and out together, maybe eyes open or closed. Inhaling, letting go, and do that 2 more times. Maybe making some noise. And then when you're ready, we're going to be taking our right hand to begin and taking our right thumb and gently closing the right nostril. What you can also do is have the 2 fingers, the index and middle finger, gently pressing on your forehead, and then the ring finger and the little finger will just be left towards the left nostril, or you can simply hold and close the right nostril. Sometimes the shoulder might ache, so you might also then want to support the elbow with the hand. So when you're ready, taking your right thumb, gently closing the right nostril, eyes can be open or closed, and start to breathe in through the left nostril for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale left, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale left, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale left, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale left. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale left. And do that a few more times at your own speed, own pace, if you want to work at a different tempo. Trying to keep the shoulders and the jaw relaxed. And doing that one more time. And when you finish that exhale, gently lower the right hand down. Palms can be up or down, and taking a few breaths in and out through both nostrils or the mouth. Noticing how the body and the mind are feeling. And then when you're ready, we're going to do the same, taking the left hand, closing the left nostril. Maybe let the index finger and first finger resting on the forehead, relaxing the ring and little finger. And let's breathe in and out through the right nostril now. So inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale right, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale right, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale right. Exhale right. Inhale. Exhale. Doing that a few more times on your own. And next time you finish your exhalation, taking the arm down, allowing it to rest and taking a few deep breaths in and out through both the nostrils or the mouth. Perhaps noticing any sensations, any tingling, any spaces that feel relaxed and open. You might like to keep the eyes closed and drop the chin gently down to the chest. And we're going to gently start to roll the head towards the right shoulder, lifting the chin up and over, taking our time towards the left. And then gently completing that circle back down to the right. And doing this a few times, taking your time to breathe. And if you notice any spaces that feel really uncomfortable, or they might be clicking or popping, you might want to linger there for a bit longer and take an extra breath. You might also find some spaces that feel really comfortable and yummy, and also might want to linger there and take an extra breath. And then when you're ready, start to move the head in a different direction, the opposite way. Taking your time. If you're sitting on the floor, you might find you need to slightly move your legs or adjust yourself if you're getting a bit uncomfortable. And that's absolutely okay too. So remembering to give ourselves permission to stay a bit longer in spaces that do feel like they need some more attention. And as you finish that next circle, gently bringing the head back up to neutral and allowing the eyes to flicker open. So we're going to take the chair away if you've got the chair, or maybe you're on a sofa or the bed. So moving yourself to somewhere where you can have access to the floor. I'm going to move this for now. And we're going to come down onto the floor, and you might like a pillow or a mat, a block, something comfortable, taking our time to come down. And laying on our backs, knees are bent, eyes to the sky, relaxing the hips. And we're going to gently drop the right leg out to the side. Now you might like to, I've got one of my squishes here, they're very handy. So you might like to place something underneath the right knee. And then we're going to gently extend the left leg out towards the sky. Allow the hips to open if that's comfortable for you. You might even like to place something behind your head to take the pressure off the head as well if needed. And this is, the right foot is towards the left thigh, and this is known as a laying tree, which will make sense if you haven't had this shape before when we stand up as well. Now what to do with our hands? We can place them on our heart, we could place them behind our heads, or we could come and open into what is known as a cactus tree, which is when we bend the elbows, fingertips up to towards the top of your mat if you're laying on a mat. Maybe let the fingertips curl in and allowing the toes to relax. Perhaps closing the eyes if you feel comfortable. And start to breathe into the lower belly. And as you're breathing out, noticing all the places that your body is touching the floor, maybe the pillows, and seeing if you could soften around those spaces. Really allowing our body to feel the ground and the surfaces that we are touching, so that we can soften our grip, because sometimes we're holding tension in those places, and instead we can let the ground, the pillow, support us. Soften in the mouth, maybe let the jaw open slightly. And let's take 2 more deep breaths here. Maybe letting the breath out again with that sigh that we began with. Or perhaps you'd like to breathe in and out through the nose. And then when you're ready, gently bringing the hands down if they're up, maybe placing them onto your belly and bringing the right knee in. Gently hugging that knee, perhaps rocking side to side if that's available, and giving your back a little massage. And then we can extend that right leg. Take a moment, maybe placing the hands on the body at the sides, and noticing how the right hip, maybe the right shoulder are feeling in comparison to the left. You might notice different temperatures or different sensations in the body. And sometimes there may be nothing that we can quite feel at the moment, and being patient with that as well. So being curious and patient. And then when you're ready, bending your knees, put your feet on the floor, and taking your left knee this time out to the side, maybe taking that pillow. And then if you feel comfortable, start to extend the right leg this time. And again, checking in with the body, noticing all the places that you're touching the ground and seeing if you could soften around those spaces. Option to have the arms on the body or off the body. You could even straighten your arms above your head if you wanted to stretch out into the arms. So knowing there's no right or wrong way to do this, and instead we can perhaps revisit our practices and our shapes and take different slight alterations each time, so that we open the body in different ways rather than fixating on something needing to look a certain way. Maybe you could let your shoulders melt down from your ears a little bit if they've crept up. Let's take 2 more deep breaths in and out through the nose, the mouth, sighing, making noise, or perhaps you'd like to blow out like you've got a straw. And very gently bringing that left knee back up, giving it a little hug, gently rocking, or you could be still. Seeing if you could gently encourage the lower back to connect to the floor a little bit more. And then lengthening the left leg out to meet the right. The feet could be together or apart, hands could be on and off or off the body. And taking this moment to observe the left hip, the shoulder, and noticing if there's been any subtle changes. you're ready, gently bringing the feet back onto the mat. And you can either drop both your knees to one side and roll onto your side, or you could start to rock yourself up to seated. So I'm going to drop my knees to the right and roll to the right side. And then when you're ready, gently pushing yourself up seated. Taking our time. Sometimes we can get a bit dizzy as we move from the ground back up to the floor. So taking our time, let's come up onto hands and knees. And then if this is available, you can tuck your toes and then walk your hands back towards your feet. Taking a moment to really slowly rise up, taking our time, chin tucked in. And coming up to standing. You might like to grab a glass of water as well before we move into this next section. So I'm going to bring the chair back and I'm going to take it so that I'm holding it at the side. You can also be holding onto a wall, or if you prefer, you don't have to use anything at all. So I'm just going to move squishy as well. So let's take our left hand onto the chair, or you could be resting your left hand onto the wall, or you can also have it on your hip. Roll the shoulders back and down, gently squeeze the bum cheeks together, gently pulling in the belly but still breathing. We're going to take the right foot and turn the toes out and rest in the heel just above the ankle. Left knee is slightly soft so that we can lengthen through the body. And this is known as a low standing tree. So imagine like a tree moving in the wind. So this is our low tree. And not underestimating this as well. So when we was laying down, the knee was open, so we was preparing for our stand. You've also got a tree where you can place it slightly higher up on the calf. And some of you may be familiar as well with taking the foot and placing it on the thigh, and we're looking to push the thigh into the foot. Now, none of these are the end goal. Each shape will create different sensations in the body. So for me today, I'm going to start with a low tree and take some breaths wherever you've chosen to be. And if it feels a bit too comfortable, what you can do is gently close the eyes. However, if you don't feel safe to do that, keep those eyes open. When we close the eyes, the balance completely changes. So if the low tree is feeling too comfortable, but the next part feels a bit too unstable, maybe closing or looking at the floor. And let's take a few breaths here. Seeing if we can relax the inside of the hips. And if the eyes are closed, opening them and just showing you that we can also change the hands. So taking the hands, for example, off the chair, even in a low tree with eyes open, can suddenly change our balance. So we could have the hands pressing together lightly, or like we did on the floor, arms can be open, a bit like you're making a cactus tree. These ones I would definitely keep our eyes open unless you feel really, really safe and secure right now. Or you could have half and have your eyes closed. So playing around with this as well. So we're going to take a few more breaths, and I'm going to stay with my hands pressing together gently, shoulders relaxed down and back. And like I said, you can keep coming back to these sessions and explore all these different trees and different shapes. So let's take a few more breaths. Maybe letting go of a sigh. And do that one more time. And then slowly, before we change sides, let's relax the right foot. Bringing the hands down at the sides. And just noticing how the right side of your body now feels in comparison to your left. Maybe you feel slightly taller on one side, or something different is happening in the body. And then when you're ready, opening the eyes if they're closed and changing the chair to the other side. Placing the right hand on the chair or on the wall, and taking the left foot, gently pressing it onto above the ankle. Other hand can be on the hip or up. Eyes can be open or closed, just feeling safe in yourself to make your decision. And again, you might find that one side feels very, very different. So you might feel more stable and secure with your leg up higher on one side than the other. So noticing those subtle differences. And then once you've found where you want to be, taking some deep breaths in and out, nose or mouth. Remember, if it's a bit much with the eyes closed, even on when the foot is touching, both feet are touching the floor, keeping the eyes open. So trusting what feels right for you. I'm going to bring my hands into a prayer position, taking a few more breaths where we are. And then finishing that breath, bringing the hands down and taking a moment again just to feel the left side of the body and the right side now, noticing any subtle differences. I find that I can feel more when my eyes are closed. So again, you might want to close the eyes or have them open to do this. And then when you're ready, gently moving that chair out of the way. Going to keep the squishy pillow. I'm going to come back to that in a moment. And drop the chin down and slowly rolling down. Noticing all the feelings in the spine, keeping the knees soft. Keep the chin tucked in and stay breathing. And then gently, either walking on your palms or maybe your knuckles or coming down onto your hands and knees. And then untucking the toes. And I'm going to take the pillow behind my heels and come into a child's pose. So knees can be open or more closed. So finding what feels comfortable for you. And then walking the hands out. Maybe the head rests on the floor. If it doesn't reach on the floor, again, you might want to put another pillow underneath. And taking the left arm over towards the left corner of the mat and gently placing the right hand on top if that's available. And let's take a few breaths in this side child's pose. Breathing into the lower back and the belly. And then gently walking the hands over to the other side. Really taking this time now to let your body start to know we're coming towards the end of the session so that we are really winding down. And then slowly, either coming back to sit on your chair or lay on your back or be seated or kneeling. And I'm going to come and sit on the pillow. However you might like to, like I said, lay down or sit on the chair. Legs could be open or closed if you're sitting. So finding a space that works for you. You might even like to put a blanket over you to finish the practice. And we're going to finish with some 4, 7, 8 breathes, which means we'll breathe in for a count of 4, we'll hold for 7 and we'll exhale for 8. And this is a really lovely way to help to calm the nervous system and relax the mind. If the duration feels too long for some of the holds, you can change the tempo, but we're looking for the inhale to be a bit less and making the holds and the exhales longer than the inhale. So once you're comfortable, maybe close the eyes and let's take a breath in for 4 through the nose or mouth. 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. One more time. Breathe in. Hold. Exhale. Take a breath in and out. Allowing the body to breathe you now and watching the breath. And you may like to take longer today resting, maybe laying. You may even find that you fall asleep. So I will leave you here for today and I will see you soon for our next session.